Hi, this is Matt, and you're listening to Bluegrass Jam Along, the podcast for anyone and everyone who loves bluegrass. This is your Bluegrass Briefing for August 7th, 2003. I've been away for a couple of weeks, so there hasn't been anything for a couple of weeks, but I am back and I'm on it, and I had a lovely holiday in Italy. Thanks for asking very much. And it was my birthday and I've had a great time, but I'm back and it's podcast time again. So this is your Bluegrass Briefing. So where are we at? Clarence White episode that I talked about is on the way. It's sort of nearly done, but there's one person I really want to talk to I haven't managed to get hold of yet. So I'm going to do that before I finish it off because I want to wait for that. But that's definitely in progress, on the way soon. And back on it with a bunch of really interesting things lined up, actually. Some interviews, some other stuff. Get back on some tunes, so it's all kicking off again. That's all good. Just to remind you all, one thing that's changed on the website is that every track now on both desktop and mobile versions of the Bluegrass Jam Along website, you can listen to the backing tracks and play along with them and change the speed without changing the pitch. If you want to play along with any of the backing tracks and speed them up or slow them down, you can do. You can also speed up and slow down the interviews, but I have no idea why you'd want to do that, but feel free if that floats your boat. But that is it. Yeah, so that's just bluegrassjamalong.com. But we will crack on with Church Street news. And the main bit of news that's happened since I was here has been the IBMA award nominations for all the different bits and pieces. And it's just really interesting to see. I love seeing the nominations come out. And just, it's nice to celebrate stuff. It's nice to see who's got nominated. But it's also a nice sort of chance to catch up on maybe some bits you've missed, the odd song or a record or just a play you haven't heard of, or particularly with the Momentum stuff. And so that's really cool. And it's been great seeing some of my former guests on Bluegrass Jam Along nominated for things. Chris Pandolfi, Ted Olson, Harry Clark from Eastern Ashgrass. And actually, I will be interviewing somebody from Eastern Ashgrass about their new record in the next few weeks. So that's coming up. Bronwyn Keith Hines, Rob Ikes, Justin Moses, Chris Eldridge, Trey Hensley, Bryan Sutton, Sierra Hull, Jake Eddy. Lots of my guests have been nominated, and it's fantastic. But I have one other bit of news, and that is I have been nominated. In the Momentum section, there's an industry involvement award, and I've been nominated for that for Bluegrass Jam Along, so I've made the shortlist, and that's just, it's incredible. I've really been doing this a couple of years, and I love doing it, and it's just a joy to do, but it's lovely to be recognised in that shortlist, and amongst so many great names and great people, and that is very exciting. I don't know if I can get out to Raleigh for World of Bluegrass to go to the awards ceremony for that. I will certainly try, but I don't know. I have to wait and see for that. But that's just wonderful news to get while I was away. Excited to just be even featured amongst all those names. So yeah, that was lovely. Next up, we've got the releases. The Grass is New. And I've been out of the loop for a bit, so I don't have loads to report this time. I'll have a bit more for you next time. But one thing that caught my eye was the infamous String Dusters have a single out, which came out mid-July, called As It Was. And it's a cover of the Harry Styles song. And it's just really interesting. Go and have a listen. I'm not going to tell you what to think of it. I'm going to let you make your own mind up. But it's always interesting hearing stuff recorded in a different style, because the people who are doing it love the song, rather than, it's not a novelty bluegrass version of a song. We've had enough of those over the years, but it's just really interesting hearing a great band do something from totally outside the genre. And I always love hearing people bringing songs into bluegrass, or bluegrass songs making it out into the world in other forms as well. So I've put that in the playlist. There's a link in the show notes, and also just go have a listen, see what you think. It's String Dusters, doing Harry Styles As It Was. See what you think. And the next bit is Scroll On Buddy, which is stuff that I've spotted on social media. A couple of bits. I've really enjoyed seeing all the stuff come out from the Chris Thiele acoustic camp. Just bits of jams and just people posting stuff. It looks like such an incredible event. Just so many cool musicians there, and what an opportunity. And to get to see some of the the sort of tutors and workshop leaders play as well, including the first gigs for Punch Brothers with Brittany Haas on fiddle. So that's exciting. That's sort of a new chapter coming up. But it's nice to see all that stuff. I love the ability we have now through social media to drop in on stuff that we're not at and just get a sense of what's going on. So that'll look incredible. And also there's a piece I was reading about George Groon, who was just chatting about bluegrass in general, but he has designed a line of guitars, and that'd be really interesting because he's, seen and worked with and appraised some of the finest guitars out there and has, encyclopedic knowledge of that stuff. But he, by the sounds of it, is not looking to make a Martin or Gibson or Fender copy. He's looking to do something a bit different. And that'd be fascinating to see what happens with those. I'll stick a link to the article in the show notes so you can have a look. But I'll keep my eye on that. If there's any more news to report on that, I will report it. But that really caught my eye this week. And the final thing is just to say what's been in my ears. And actually, what I've been listening to a lot over the past week is Punch, the first Punch Brothers record. Just a few weeks ago, I interviewed Gabe Witcher just after he'd left the band. And we talked quite a lot about the early days of Punch. I find that period really interesting, just sort of how they all came together, how that music took shape, how the band took shape. And so I just found myself going back and listening to it. I've listened to that record a lot over the years. And just there's some stuff that I love on there. And it reminds me that, it does require a bit of you as a listener. But it's incredibly rewarding. And it just made me very happy. So I've been listening to that a lot again recently. But that's it for this week. Do check out the website. Do sign up for the mailing list. There's so much on there now, 300 odd episodes. If there's an interview you haven't listened to, go find something to jam along with. There's plenty of content and plenty of new stuff to come. I will be back next week with another one of these. I will see you soon. Have a great week and happy picking. Bluegrass Jam Along is proud to be sponsored by Collings Guitars and Mandolins, making some of the finest guitars and mandolins in the world since the 1970s. Visit collingsguitars.com and find out why.